It's on Local 5.
Friday Night Blitz is sponsored by your local Fairway food store.
You're watching the Friday Night Blitz.
Gotta appreciate the band love out there from the Gilbert Tigers at our game of the week. Welcome into the Friday Night Blitz. Week 3 is now in the books, and we're a third of the way through the season. Tonight, our game of the week features Bondurant-Farrar and Gilbert, two teams on different trajectories, but that can turn at the flip of a switch. The Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays have come flying out of the gates with wins over Ballard and DCG. One coach I talked to before the season even started said, look out for BF because they're quietly good. Well, no more silence from them. Meanwhile, Gilbert is still trying to figure out how to score more than a touchdown in a game. Tonight, they're tasked with cracking Bondurant-Farrar. It's our Friday Night Blitz game of the week brought to you by Fairway, and let's get right into it. Up to Gilbert we go for this one. The student section having a good time up there for the Tigers. We get there already, 21-0 Blue Jays leading, marching into the second quarter. Titus Cram going to break off the big run here, bounces it outside, has a couple blockers, rattles off a few more defenders. They'd cap the drive off with a pitch out to Mitchell Caskey. He rumbles 15 yards in, really untouched until the end. 28-7 after the touchdown. Blue Jays now showing up on defense as well, getting after the quarterback. This was just a collective sack. Let's just leave it at that. Owen Kautman now chucking it up. Not a great spot for him to put it. Picked off by Bondurant-Farrar. Problem is, got a little laundry on the field. That keeps the drive alive. Fourth down, Tigers going for it. Kautman to Burke Hansen. The defender falls. Hansen, house call. Yeah, that's right. 50-plus yards. Tigers get on the board. Colby Collison now looking for a little bit of a rebuttal for Bondurant-Farrar. Sam Fuller, finding Sam Fuller out there on the left side. He'll pick up a big gain. Then Collison going to go to Nolan Meyer on fourth down inside the 15. That is another tutty. 34-7 Blue Jays. Bondurant-Farrar staying perfect on the year. 48-7. They topped the Gilbert Tigers. That was our game of the week, decided by you, the fans, viewers, and you can contribute every week voting on our game of the week. Our Week 4 poll is now open on the website, weareiowa.com. Go there at the first commercial break, get your vote in, or pull it up on your phone as you watch along. Urbandale versus Roosevelt, Panorama versus Van Meter, ADM versus Winterset, and Nottoway Valley versus Interstate 35. Those are our 4 candidates for Game of the Week in Week 4. Again, go to weareiowa.com or check out the app. Great time voting there. Who's it going to be? We'll find out next week. All right, perfect night out at North Polk, down 14-0. North Polk looking to answer is Bryson Aspengren, connecting with Sal Capaldo, who breaks a tackle here, and he's going to pick up a large gain. Arm tackles aren't going to do it, kids. Aspengren now will have to scramble. Going to throw it back across his body, and that's a no-no, kids. Just don't do that because that's picked off. Not a great way to go there. So we're going to get right back to it. However, ADM will go 3 and out. North Polk gets another chance at it, going to the air. Aspengren will find Brady Miller to put them into the red zone. ADM holds them to just a field goal, though. We got a false start, and then they're just going to go to it, and they're going to go from the 1. There you go. Touchdown. That would make it 14-6 because, well, flags are no good. They lead to extra opportunities. Then Tigers answer right back with a touchdown as Matt Defoe goes deep to Vince Bonetti. 21-6. Now with a minute left, Bryson Aspengren dumps it off to Cooper Spurgeon, who breaks, jukes a defender, and sets them up in the red zone from there. The Comets would complete the drive as Austin Parkins going to get the edge, gets the pylon, gets tackled at the end, but 21-13 at half. ADM holding on for the big dub. 38-35 the win. Good one up there in North Polk. All right, Indianola is the top-ranked team in Class 4A, and for good reason. Dominating wins over Centennial and Glenwood, outscoring them 94-29. Tonight, though, they get perennial power Pella. The Dutch won a stun number 1, pick it up in the second quarter. Let's get to it. Pella's Blake Meyer. Well, he's a baller. Finds Reese Thorson. Little screenplay, that's going to get him a first down. Dark day out there in Pella. A few plays later, Meyer's going to sling it to Aiden Pollock. Check out the one-handed grab for the tutty. Woo! That's sharp. Odell Beckham blushing after that one. That might be one we see later on for a play candidate. Next drive, Indianola's Brett Breck going long, and he's finding his man, Colton Gordon. Colton Gordon out there beating the defenders. No one there to catch him. And that's a touchdown for Indianola. 21-17, Indians back on top. Pella back on offense, though. Meyer gonna find the edge after we get a nice little touchdown celebration. Gonna get that edge. Gets the big gain. Nice blocking there from the Dutch. And then after that, well, Meyer's gonna do it again. Kid can run, kid can throw. He can do it all. Gonna get the edge again. This time he's gonna get reservations for 6. Checks in just in time, and he'll take a steak dinner with that one as well. Alrighty, Pella up 24-21 at that point. Indianola's next drive, Breck going long, finds Carter Erickson just short of the end zone. Almost beats the defender. He's down at the 1. Final play of the first half. We got a pile up on the quarterback sneak. Check this play out, all right? Chaos ensuing. The ball squirting into the end zone. It's fumbled, recovered by Indianola for a touchdown, but the refs gather, and they overturn the call. Pella goes into the half up 3. Indianola fighting back, though, in the second half. They take this one 44-37. The top-ranked Indians, well, they stay unbeaten on the year as well, holding tightly that top spot. Time now for our first check-in on social media of the night. Remember, you can send us pictures, tweets, videos using hashtag Local5Blitz on Twitter and Facebook. Let's check it out. Some great nights out there. Here we go from Waukee Northwest football. Packed house. They made their debut in that new beautiful stadium. If you haven't had a chance, go check it out. I've been there without fans. I'm excited to see it with fans. Quite the crowd on hand. I think Jackie Schmillen called it a college-level stadium. It's right up there with the best I've seen in the state, that's for sure. All right, next tweet. Let's check it out from Pella. Looking forward to a great night. We just wrapped up those highlights. Love to see the flag flying high as well there, down there in the land of the Dutch. Tough outcome for Pella. Now, Valley High School. Morrow to Gravengoat, for 6. Tigers went up 14-0 at half, but we got a thriller over there in Urbandale that we'll get you the highlights from that one a little bit later in the show. Trust me, you do not want to miss them. Let's see what else we got dialed up on social media for tonight. Shout out to the Ames Athletic Marching Band. This one's me, guys. I gotta love the video that I'm able to get with my iPhone. You know, I upgraded to iPhone earlier this year. Gotta say, impressive stuff. I know I was behind the times, but big shout out to the Ames High Marching Band. They got the juices flowing. Unfortunately, couldn't help get the win tonight, but still a lot of fun for that little Cy-Hawk rivalry as well. Up next on the Friday Night Blitz, we're going to get out to the debut of Waukee Northwest new field. We saw the picture, but could they beat the Southeast Polk Rams and give the crowd something to cheer about? Find out next. Welcome back in. Time now for our first play candidate of the night. This one, we haven't seen the highlights yet, but this is one you'll want to catch over and over again. Check it out. JT Turner with the pick on the tip ball. He's got a convoy out in front of him for Centennial, and he is gonna take it to the house. Who doesn't love seeing the defensive lineman come up with the pick six? I just wish we would have gotten the big guy Spike to finish that one off, but still, what a play here. Play candidate number one of the night. We'll get to the full highlights between Waukee and Centennial. I know a big night for Jerry Pazzetti as well. All right, Southeast Polk put it all together last week, showing why they're a clear-cut number one. Northwest has had a gauntlet to open the season, and tonight in their home debut, you don't get any tougher than the Rams. That's where Dave Bingham and the Dome Dynasty crew were at tonight. Dave?
20 years ago, back to 9/11, and Waukee was a 3A school. Who could think that they would be a 5A school and have two high schools? Waukee Northwest started tonight here at this facility, and they were taking on one of the best teams in the state, the Southeast Polk Rams. All right, the Rams ready to come out trying to stay unbeaten. Got the eye of the tiger here at this beautiful new facility. And we, of course, honoring some of America's finest there right here in Iowa. And the Wolves Stadium looks good, but the Rams come out on fire. Boy, I tell you what, Jackson Daly, when he finds Cole Falloon, boy, they can make things happen. Nice one there to Cole Falloon. And then running the ball well, Titus Christensen up the middle. They have to settle for a field goal here from 37 yards out. Josh Wilson makes it 3-zip Rams early. And Southeast Polk gets the ball back. They're driving. And this time the ball is picked off. Andrew Cork with a huge play for the Wolves. But defense holds. Rams get going again. And this is Christensen doing what he does best. Looks like he was going to take this one to the house, couldn't quite do it. The Rams settle for another Wilson field goal, and then Waukee goes to the air. Carson Rankin up top to Brad Grisham, and the Wolves are in business, but the next play we got issues. A turnover, and the Rams take over. But then, late in the first half, Waukee gets some momentum, and Rankin on the scramble finds Josh Engstrom for the touchdown. Right now, they take the lead going into the half. But in the second half, the Southeast Polk Rams put it away. 3 unanswered touchdowns. They get the job done, and they stay unbeaten. And that'll do it here from Waukee Northwest. I had trouble. I keep calling them Waukee, but they're the Wolves. Maybe the best 0-3 team in 5A. I'm sure they are. Maybe one of the best teams in America at 0-3. Coach Kapatich doing a good job. That's going to do it from Waukee. We're sending it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you, Binger. Great stuff out there in Waukee. Now, if you're looking for a team that's been under the radar to start the year, look no further than Urbandale. The Hawks are a top 5 team, and they're doing it with defense first. Tonight, a big challenge in slowing down number 7 Valley. And let's get to it. Less than a minute into the first quarter, Valley quarterback Mason Morrow going to hand it off to one of his favorites here, Danny Rankins. And Rankins, well, he's ranking pretty high in my book, pushes his way into the end zone. That's first touchdown of the night. Dawson Stein now going to make it a full 7 with the solid PAT. We show kickers some love here on the Friday Night Blitz as well. Kickers need love. Moving on to the second quarter, Valley back in scoring range. Morrow going to throw it to Cade Grevengode. He makes his way into the end zone. We saw that one on social media. There we see it from our shooter out there as well. Big shout out to Ryan Scott for getting us those highlights. That's the second touchdown of the game. Now, Dawson going to keep it consistent, completing the second PAT of the night. Get this, goes to overtime, and that's where West Des Moines Valley tops Urbandale 21-14, a thriller over there. Don't doubt the Jayhawks, though. Looking forward to seeing them later on in the season. Moving on to Dowling versus Ankeny, third quarter. Hawks ball. J.J. Cole dropping back, throws a dart to Brady McCullough in the end zone. Ankeny will get the field goal, 21-3, their lead. Dowling's turn now. Quarterback Jake English looking for his go-to guy, Carson Brown. There you go. There's that 21-3 score. Carson Brown now going to be on the receiving end of this pass from English for the big first down pickup. Just finds a nice little soft spot in coverage there. And then that will put them in field goal range. And Diego Leon, he finishes it off, puts it through the uprights. It's his second field goal of the night. 21-6. Ankeny answering back, though. English going to find the long throw to Drew Wingett. Well, he's going to find a nice little trip to the end zone with it, booking his trip there. There you go. All right, that's the last touchdown by the Hawks. They actually go on to win this one 27-13. That's quite the upset in my book. Ankeny over Dowling Catholic. Now, don't move from that seat. When we come back, it's the Little Cy-Hawk Showdown in Ames, the annual precursor to Iowa versus Iowa State. Welcome back. It's a tradition just as big as the Cy-Hawk game. It's the Little Cy-Hawk Showdown. Iowa City High and Ames High. The Little Hawks versus the Little Cyclones. It also marks the return of head coach Mitchell Moore, who went from Roosevelt last year to City High this year. Let's get to it. Here come your Little Cyclones. Mitch Moore returning to the CIML as the coach for the Little Hawks. Second play of the game. Bad pitch here, and it's on the turf. Ben Keeter scooping and scoring. Tough break for Ames to start this one off. Ensuing kickoff almost goes awry as well. DeAndre Isaac trying to sit back there, take it off the hop, hits off his face mask, and Bumbarooski out there. The City High almost scoops it, but Ames does recover. Then it's Dallas Saucer. Well, he's going to find Corey Phillips, the bruiser. Check out this tough run. Sheds a bunch of tackles, keeps on going, keeps those legs turning. He's a big boy. Finally brought down there. That would set up a 25-yard field goal. This one good for Mario Napolitano. And that would be about all they'd have in the first quarter from Ames. The Little Cyclones struggling a little bit offensively. Quentin Tran now for the Little Hawks. His pass is tipped, picked off by DeAndre Isaac. Check this out. 1 foot down. Impressive stuff from Isaac. What a play, but that doesn't lead to anything. Tran handing it off to Joey Buska. Buska like a bus. Coming right into your living rooms here. I had to jump out of the way. That's a freight train coming through. 4th down, Hawks going for it. Ames, though, they get the stop on the goal line, but they could not hold down City High all night. 43-5 is your final. City High wins that one. All right, East High taking on Lincoln. Back to the Metro we go. First quarter, Lincoln's ball. Xander Kehoe handing it off to Josh Jenkins. Sneaks it into the end zone. Just like that. First points on the board for the Rail Splitters. Now Austin Brown ensuring it's not the last. He's going to make the PAT, and this would make it 7-0. Again, kickers need love, folks. We show PATs every once in a while because it's not a guarantee by any means. I definitely couldn't hit a short 15-yarder by at all. All right, so Lincoln up 7-0. East ball now. Jakari Patton looking for a receiver, but too much time back there in the pocket. Gets brought down by Juan Rivas. Rivas, a big boy. That'll end East's momentum. Lincoln looking back in the red zone here. Kehoe handing it off to Deshaun Coleman. Coleman just trots in from the yard out. He drives it in for that touchdown. Lincoln goes on to win big. 38-14 statement victory for the Rail Splitters. All right, Centennial. Well, they were hosting Waukee tonight. They're going to get off to a hot start. Peyton Goody connects with Carter Cahill for a pickup across midfield. Peyton Good looks for a pass now, but guess what? When you can't find one, you scramble a little bit. Gonna find a hole, take off, using those legs down the sideline, knocked out at the 10. Centennial will cap it off with a touchdown. He fakes the handoff, Cahill runs it in, and just like that, 7-0. Waukee, though, well, struggling a little bit this year, trying to get used to this transition. They're gonna bobble the kickoff here. That's tipped off one hand, can't really corral it, and that will lead to them getting pinned in their own territory and lead to a 3-and-out. Waukee would punt it, but will get blocked, and Centennial going to take over in the red zone. That's a huge block there by the Jags, and they take advantage. Good finding Jackson Weibel, and he'll walk right in for the touchdown. Gets to the front of the end zone there. 14-0 Jags. Waukee looking to get back into the game on their next drive. Blake Houck scrambling in the pocket. We saw this as a play candidate. Tries to get rid of it, tipped, and there's JT Turner. Turnover, house call. See you later, big dog. It's rare you get to call a number 92 running it into the end zone. 21-0 at that point. Now Blake Houck will scramble in the pocket, tries to get, oh, I'm sorry, we just ran that play. We're just going to keep that rolling. Centennial does go on to win it. Jerry Pazzetti, now the winningest coach all time in the state of Iowa with that one, 42-7 over Waukee. All right, don't touch the remote because we take a trip out east to PCM, hosting bitter rival Pella Christian tonight. Nice little crossover between classes. Time now for play candidate number 2. We just saw this one moments ago from the little Cy-Hawk rivalry between City High and Ames. City High's Quentin Tran looking for a pass, gets tipped, and in out of nowhere, the flying eagle DeAndre Isaac, or should I say a little cyclone, just wreaking havoc, gets a foot down here. Check it out one more time. Somehow gets that right foot in. That's a beautiful pick, one of the best that we may ever see on this show. Definitely one of the best of the night. All right, when PCM and Pella Christian get together, you know you're going to get some fireworks, even with them being in separate classes. PCM is a power in 2A annually, and Pella Christian has been knocking on the door in 1A. The PCM Mustangs get to run out ahead of the kickoff. Yeah, they were ready to go tonight over there in Monroe, but Pella Christian would have the first big play. Isaac Kakmarinsky passing to Drew Geetings, and it's close to the goal line. 2 plays later, though, it's okay. Benny Schurz punching it in for the touchdown. 7-0 Eagles on the board. Ensuing drive, August Stock going to scramble for the first down for the Mustangs. Finds a gap up the middle, has a couple blockers, dives ahead. A couple plays later, Stock finding Matt Rasanke, for 25-yard little pickup right there on the sidelines in front of our camera. Good job by Zach Stone, not getting run over as well. Safety first, kids. All right, drive ends with turnover on downs, though. Mustangs get the ball right back. Fumble recovered by Durant Van Dyke. Mustangs nearly give the ball back, though. Stock gonna fumble. Gets injured on this play, unfortunately. Kind of gets tackled funky here as he goes down, gets hurt, but the Eagles don't recover the ball before it goes out of bounds. Same drive, Carson Vanderloon screen to Aiden Anderson. He's gonna find some room out in front, trots about 30 yards or so before he's taken out at the 1-yard line. 2 plays later, Vanderloon in at QB, and he's calling his own number. The sneak in for the touchdown, 7-7 at that point. This one stayed tight all night long. Unfortunately, that's the only touchdown for PCM Monroe tonight. 21-7, Pella Christian takes down the Mustangs. All right, I-35 Truro taking on Woodward Granger. And Woodward Granger's running back, senior Dustin Harney, dives in across the end zone, across the goal line for the touchdown, and then back at it again, carrying the ball 1 step closer to that end zone after they got the ball back. Hawks offense came out strong. It's Carter Moran, Woodward's quarterback, setting his team up for a little bit of success now. He's going to find his top guy, Brody Nardini. Nardini going to push forward for the Hawks on the little wide receiver screen. Look at him shedding tackles left and right before he's finally taken down. Then Dylan McCauley, yeah, he had the hot hand receiving tonight too. The ball consistently for them gets the first down. Then Dustin Harney coming in clutch again for the Hawks. And guess what? He's got another tutty eventually coming your way. Woodward Granger getting the win, 35-21. Check out the screen pass here. Gets an army of blockers in front of him. Yeah, big win there for Woodward Granger tonight. All right, Ogden at Madrid. It's Matt Fuller for the Madrid Tigers, showing the Bulldogs who's boss. Yeah, strong run, gets taken down there. Then Tigers quarterback Brady Leonard slinging it out to junior wide receiver Caden Tucker. That's going to find Tucker in the end zone, and just like that, Tigers putting up some points. Now, bad snap for Ogden coming your way. Bulldogs, this led to a fumble picked up by Nash Ramirez. Sometimes you just got to tuck it and fall down to the floor, kids. All right. Ramirez giving the Tigers another shot at the pay dirt. Here's that big fumble. And it's Ramirez helping the offense and defense in the same game. If he didn't have the ball in his hands, he was making sure the Bulldogs didn't either. All righty, Madrid, though, unfortunately can't come out with the dub tonight. Ogden does get the win over them. Let's pull up that final score if we've got it. 27-21. Tough night for the Tigers, still a good showing. Good win for the Bulldogs as well. All right, up next, we're going to get into our Coach of the Week, plus check in with social media when we come back. Welcome back into the Friday Night Blitz. Let's get it back out to Binger for our post-game interview of the night. Binger?
All right, John, time for our interview of the week here on the Friday Night Blitz. Jackson Daly joining us, the quarterback for Southeast Polk. This one was interesting. What'd you think about this environment? I mean, we've got a lot going on with the anniversary stuff, but playing in a new stadium like this, they got a pretty good football team here at Northwest Waukee, don't they?
Yeah, obviously it's a great venue. First game in the stadium, so they brought the juice. It was packed, and they came out hot. It was like I said, a great atmosphere, and it was really fun to play and get the win tonight.
When you talk and look at your football team right now with what you've got going on, you have so many weapons, and that's one of the reasons why we're following you this year. A lot of great stories, including yourself. You talk about heading down and watching where you're going to go play next year. Let the people at home know a little bit about what's happening with you next as they turn the lights off on us.
I'm going to head down to Arkansas State next year to play football, and my family and I are going to make a trip down this weekend to go watch them play.
Yeah. What was that like going through that recruiting process before you got to your senior year?
It was hard. Recruiting's kind of crazy, but at the same time, I felt like I found a place where it's home, and it's nice to get it done and over with so I can focus on my team here because I got a season here I got to finish up before I go down there.
This is very special, and I think you're intelligent enough and got some great background in your family to understand how special high school sports is. How much fun are you having, and do you feel the pressure, or do you just hey, enjoy every moment in a grinder like tonight?
You got to enjoy it every moment. In a game like tonight, it shows how much toughness this team has. We faced a lot of adversity in the first half, had some errors, starting with myself, and then we went into the locker room, made some adjustments, and came out in the second half, and were able to move past those and made some great plays in the second half.
Obviously, we've told the folks at home your number 5 hasn't been playing. It'll be nice to get him back, but you got plenty of weapons. We look forward to covering you all year. You got any more things you want, any shout-outs or anything?
No, I think I'm good right now. But like you said, with X going down, we had a lot of guys step up and going out and doing their own thing and making some plays, which is going to be really good for us in the long run.
All right, Jackson Daly, our interview here for the Friday Night Blitz. Send it back to you guys in the studio.
Spoken high schooler right there. All right, thank you, Binger. Let's get back checking in with social media tonight, and we're going to start with Brian Holgrave, one of my good friends out there, and somebody I love catching his pictures. Great one here from Centennial taking on Waukee tonight. And, of course, Centennial beats Waukee 42-7, giving head coach Jerry Pazzetti his 433rd win all time. That makes him the state of Iowa's winningest high school coach ever. All right, next tweet. Thanks again, Brian, for tweeting that one out. All righty. Madrid, Tiger Pride. Oh, I lost it there. All right. Great start to the game. Jake Leonard, pick 6. And, of course, you got the Springer attacking on the extra point, 7-0 Tigers. But more love. Who doesn't love to see the marching band out there? Show us more pics, more videos of the marching bands. All right, guys. There's Matt Eichhorn hanging out with the honorary captain, 2015 graduate Lane Cooker. Thanks for the service. Once a Hawk, always a Hawk from Woodward Granger Activities. Good to see you out there. Woodward Granger getting the win over I-35 tonight. Check out those highlights on WeAreIowa.com after the show wraps up. Next tweet, let's check it out. Woodward Granger once again, beautiful morning down at Hawks Stadium. Got to say, one of my favorite venues. I know they like to leave the grass a little long over there, try and slow down some opponents. Doesn't look like it's too bad there. Good job keeping that nice and tight. Next one, let's pull it up. Pella Christian, that is a big win. Final score 21-7. That's a rivalry that I think a lot of people underestimate at times between Pella Christian and PCM. Of course, PCM losing their quarterback to an injury. We hope he can get better and back in time for them because, the Mustangs are a very good team. Pella Christian, though, definitely a force in Class 1A football this year. Look out for them. Can't wait to see where things shake out as the season continues. Can't believe Week 3 is already in the books, third of the way through. Alrighty, you can contribute every week voting on our Game of the Week as well. Our Week 4 poll is now open on the website. Go to WeAreIowa.com. This commercial break right after this or on your app right now. Here are our 4 matchups. Urbandale versus Des Moines Roosevelt, Panorama versus Van Meter, ADM at Winterset, Nottoway Valley versus Interstate 35. All right, vote at WeAreIowa.com or again, check out the app for that. Now, when we get back on the Friday Night Blitz, the Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays have been out to a hot start. How this could be a special year for the Jays. That's next. Time now for our third play candidate of the night. We saw this one early on. Pella's Blake Meyer slinging it out to Aiden Pollock, who makes the one-handed snatch out of nowhere. That's just impressive stuff for the touchdown for the Dutch. I think it's worth one more look. I think we got it racked up for another one. Of course, the celebration's just as good, but again, this takes some mad hand-eye coordination. One hand out there, cradles it softly. I think I'd want him as the egg toss partner as well. Alrighty, let's get over to some highlights. Ballard at Boone, or Boone at Ballard, I should say. We picked things up with Ballard already up 19. Players making their way back onto the field after half. Boone with a punt here, and Colby Calvert going to receive. Gets wrapped up right away, though. Great coverage after a nice little running into the kicker. Hopefully the kicker's okay. That's one spot I wouldn't want to be as a kicker. I don't know about you guys. All right, Calvert did receive that. Bombers on defense. Boone, quarterback Jake Judge gets sacked. Still with possession, though. Landon Davis running for a short gain. They just had nowhere to go tonight. That Ballard defense swarming all night long. Then Colby Calvert in the red zone, scrambling right. Gets tripped up by Landon Davis. What an effort to make the tackle for a decent gain, though. Bombers do take over on offense after getting the stop here just short of the first down. All right, Gabe Christensen around the edge. Check out the deep ball over the middle. First huge pickup there. Then it's going to be Christensen going to work around the edge for the touchdown here. This would make it 26-0 Ballard. Bombers soar with the win. 26-zip is your final. All right, one or two games. That's been the difference for Bondurant-Farrar from being a playoff team and not making the postseason. Little room for error. That's why the Blue Jays have to be even more locked in every Friday night.
We're just trying to prove a point.
That is, Bondurant-Farrar football is a force.
We got a lot of talent on this team, a ton of athletes, hard workers. We'll prepare as hard as we can each week.
It's paid off so far. The Jays are 2-0 to start the season.
I felt like we were a little slept on at the beginning of the year.
No one is sleeping now, but the Blue Jays remain focused on not falling into the same traps that have failed them over the years.
You just kind of look at the past and what's tripped us up at times in the past. I think it's either looking too far ahead or looking behind.
So to stay in the present,
We have like a thing going where we are climbing a hill, and after each Friday is like a base camp. So we just worry about the climb ahead of us.
an idea from Coach Fonts that came to him over the summer.
We climbed a mountain, and I just was thinking a lot about how that's really parallel to how you achieve things in life. You know, it's one step at a time. You can't be looking up at the top, and you can't be looking behind you. You got to stay focused on the path in front of you, and so we've kind of used that as kind of a visual aid to help us understand what this process has to look like for us to be our best.
To keep the team on track, there are 9 seniors.
I think everyone's really bought into what we're trying to do here, and I think us seniors really realize that this is our last year and we want to make the most of our opportunity.
So for a guy like Cameron Mislin, he's not going to let his last season go to waste, especially after missing all of his junior year with a torn ACL.
We've never had a team make it to the Dome, and we want to be the first, and every team needs some leaders to help do that.
Just to have him back and the way that he's played, he is a leader in every sense of the word.
But it will take a team effort to climb that hill.
We say, if you do your job, you play hard and you're physical, good things will happen.
And Bondurant-Farrar again with another big win tonight. They'll get into district play next week, and they have to get it going against Pella. That's going to be a big showdown after the Dutch dropped one to Indianola tonight. All right, let's get over to some 8-man football. That's right, we get to everybody. Collins Maxwell taking on Don Bosco. Cade Tenold around the edge for the big gain for the Dons before being pushed out. Then Tenold with the reception for another decent little pickup. Kid's strong. Just not strong enough to break that tackle, but the punt here going to be muffed by Don Bosco. They do recover. Lucky for them, could have ended really badly. Don's on offense again. It's Miles McMahon finding Ryan Naughton for a large gain. Now close to the end zone, and there you go. He takes it in for the score. Then McMahon going to scramble. Before we get there, though, just wind it back. Tenold for the touchdown there for the Dons. Then it's going to be the McMahon scramble. He's going to get wrapped up by a host of Spartans here. Just not a lot of places to run because great pursuit. Good defense from the Spartan linebackers. Then screen pass to Luke Huntruss. Decent little pickup there after the ball gets batted down. Here we go. Here's that screen play. Unfortunately, Don Bosco just takes it to Collins Maxwell tonight. 60-8 is your final. Some big scores out there in 8-player football. All right, last week we got to relive the thriller between Southeast Polk and Dowling. This week, a look back on the dominating performance from the Rams in Doane Dynasty. Welcome back in, and of course Binger's team always does such a great job getting us behind the scenes. Southeast Polk's been ever so gracious with their time as well, and it leads to some great Doane Dynasty lookbacks. Here's last week when Valley visited Southeast Polk.
Do our thing, man. Nothing special. Okay, you play good teams like this. Here it is, man. All right, let's let it roll. One play at a time, play for each other. Let's go 1-0 tonight, man. Got it?
Quick pass to the right to Wampa. Makes the first man miss. Another miss. And another miss. He's down the sideline. It's a foot race, and you know who's going to win that? Wampa. Give inside to Christensen. Nice blocking up the middle. Look at the hole. He scoots. He darts. He slams into the end zone. Great blocking by that Rams offensive line, and Titus Christensen just does the rest right up the middle. Morrow wants to pass. Screen pass. Rankins, but it's snuffed out. Still on his feet, though. But the ball comes loose. Gavin McCrory was in there on the stop really quick-like. Daly. Quick pass. Right on the money to Falloon. Past the defensive backs and down the hash and into the end zone.
Those guys going, don't relax.
Straight back, has good protection, fires deep down the middle, wide open is his man. That's Hutchinson with the grab, beats everybody to the end zone. On the 18, Daly, back to pass under heavy pressure, and he's sacked. Daly under center, drops straight back, fires left side for Falloon. Whoa, boy, does he get it? Daly fires deep, left side for Falloon. He's got him! Over the shoulder catch on the run, right on the money. Cole Falloon, 30-yard touchdown strike from Daly.
Good job, way to hang in there.
Right at the midfield stripe. Morrow out to pass, avoiding the rush, but not for long. He's brought down, he fumbles the ball, the Rams get on it. That's Cole Rogers on the fumble recovery for the Rams. Daly gives to Christensen, right side. Nice blocking, running room, cuts it back, and he's down the middle, and he's untouched, and he's on his way to the end zone. How about that? Great blocking up front.
We're not done yet. We haven't played our best football. We're on the rise. We're getting better every day. Jackson and I have just pounded, you know. I mean, ever since the first year we played together was 7th grade, and we've played together almost every year since. And we do summer workouts, you know. When COVID happened, we'd come out here and get work in when no one else was, and just the chemistry that we built over time, it's starting to come into play.
Now, if you want more on Dome Dynasty, check them out on social media. They have a ton of great stuff, from extended highlights to exclusive interviews. Again, Dome Dynasty on Facebook and on Twitter. Now, you can contribute every week voting on our Game of the Week. Week 4 polls open on the website. I've been talking about it a couple times. Pull up the app. Go to weareiowa.com. Whenever, right now if you want to, that's fine. Just vote whatever game you want to see for our featured Game of the Week to lead off the show next week. Urbandale versus Des Moines Roosevelt. That's my personal favorite, being the Rough Riders alum I am. Panorama versus Van Meter. That's going to be a heck of a showdown in 1A. ADM versus Winterset, 2 teams very much that could be contenders late in the year. And then Nottoway Valley versus Interstate 35. Again, go to weareiowa.com or check out the app to vote. All right, after the break, we hand out our weekly awards, the Play of the Week and the Game Ball. That's next. Alrighty, time now for our Play of the Week, brought to you by Wyckoff Heating and Cooling. And this one, not too far down the road from Wyckoff headquarters, down in Pella. Blake Myers slinging it to Aiden Pollock, making that one-handed snag. We just saw it a little bit earlier in the show, and then, of course, during the full highlights. But, again, what a grab by Aiden Pollock. Just a beautiful snatch out of the air with that one-hand cradle. Again, just a lesson on one-handed grabs. Seen a lot of those, but none as good as that tonight. That is for sure. That is your Play of the Week. Again, Aiden Pollock. All right, time now for our game ball, and that is going to go to Centennial head coach Jerry Pazzetti because, well, guess what? He hit a big milestone. This one brought to you by Fairway. Win number 433. Yes, that makes him the all-time winningest high school head football coach in the entire state of Iowa. Huge congratulations to Coach Pazzetti and the Centennial Jaguars on getting him that win over Waukee tonight. Coach, we'll be getting you the game ball here from Blitz. I'll even have Binger drop it off for you. I know you two got some catching up to do as well. That is your game ball on the Friday Night Blitz here in Week 3. Alrighty, time to tread through some social media tonight. We're going to go with John Naughton. What a remarkable game. According to my count, Indianola had more than 600 passing yards. Woof, that's a lot of yards. And rushing, they had 392 passing, and then 212 rushing. Still 600 total yards offensively. Big night for Indianola. Good win over a very, very good Pella team. Indianola does win that one, 44-37, two very good teams. All righty, on to the next one. Let's check it out. We got Kale Kolarek from 4 yards out. This is that Indianola touchdown there. A big one for the Indians. On to the next. Here we go. Who's this one? That is the Jerry Pazzetti tweet right there. Of course, he's coached many, many teams across the state, getting to those 433 wins. All-time legend. Of course, he won it with the Hawks back in, I believe it was, 2011 or 12 there with Joel Lanning before the split. Such a great career and quite the memories there for Pazzetti. Alrighty, on to the next one. This one brought to you by Winterset, of course, taking on Van Meter tonight. And you got Alan and Angie Hansen being named the 2021 Husky Fans of the Year. Some really cool things down there in Winterset as well. They went with some camo uniforms in honor of the soldiers who died in Afghanistan, the 13 soldiers who died just last week. And so great show of support for them, and also great show of support for their fans from the Winterset Huskies. On to the next. Let's pull this one up from your Jaguar football account up there at Centennial. Again, the GOAT, winningest coach in Iowa history. Guess what, Jerry Pazzetti, we're going to be talking about you a while. That's right, 433 wins. I don't know if we have enough time to recap every single one of them, so we won't right now. Maybe that'll be a Blitz Extra one of these days. Let's pull up the next tweet we've got for you. This one courtesy of City High. They claimed that little Cy-Hawk trophy over there up in Ames. Is this a precursor to what could happen tomorrow? I don't know. I don't see it being a blowout the way we saw it. Congrats, though, to Mitch Moore. Happy to see him have some success over there at City High after making the move from Roosevelt. Ames, an up-and-coming team, though. Certainly getting some pieces put together, but little Cy-Hawk, big Cy-Hawk tomorrow. It's a great weekend. Going to be a hot one tomorrow. Make sure you bring the AC, lots of water. You know, hydrate during your tailgates. That's all I ask, folks. All right, next tweet. Let's see who we got here. All righty, we got Joe. Cannot read that name on my screen. That's all right. It's a little small. But the little Cy-Hawk staying with the little Hawks. All right, so that is going to wrap it up. Dome Dynasty was out at the new Northwest High School football stadium. Jackie Schmillin's seen it. I've seen it. Yeah. It's just so impressive. Go out there, check it out. Our jaws dropped when we saw it because, I mean, it's nicer than most college stadiums that I've been to, and that's saying something. So, alrighty, big night for, of course, Northwest making their home debut. Dome Dynasty dropping the hashtag Local5Blitz. Again, you can tweet at us, post to Facebook, hashtag Local5Blitz, and we will get it on air. Alrighty, that'll wrap things up with our social media. We will wrap things up for the Friday Night Blitz here when we come back. Welcome back into the Friday Night Blitz, an exciting week 3, and of course a lot of things stand out. First and foremost, Southeast Polk continues to roll through Class 5A. Of course, you lose Xavier Nwangpa. You hope he can come back. Of course, he's one of the highly touted players for that Southeast Polk Rams team. The other thing that stands out, Urbandale is going to be a really good team as the season progresses. Valley gave them a nice win in overtime tonight. Those are two teams I'd expect to be pushing for the playoffs as well, especially toward the Dome time of year. And Ankeny seems to be out defending their title pretty well, upsetting Dowling tonight. So a lot of good things there in Class 5A. Again, one more reminder, you can go to weareiowa.com, vote for our game of the week here on the Friday Night Blitz. 4 games to pick from. Voting's open till next Thursday. Go ahead and do that right now if you'd like. I can't finish this show off. There's our 4 matchups. Urbandale versus Roosevelt, Panorama Van Meter, ADM Winterset, Nottoway Valley versus Interstate 35. weareiowa.com. Go vote for it. I'm going to vote for it. You should do it too. We had like 1,600 votes this week. Our max that we maxed out at last year was 29,000. Let's see if we can top that at some point this year. I want to see us break that record from a year ago. All right, we can't end the show without talking about the biggest game of the weekend. That's Iowa versus Iowa State. 2 teams in the top 10. This is our first ever meeting as both ranked teams. Keep in mind, Matt Campbell's never won this game against Iowa. Still looking for his first win against Kirk Ferentz. So we'll see how things shake out. Iowa State is favored in this game going into it tomorrow. It's going to be a hot one out there. The Cyclones donning the black unis with the white lids. I'd expect Hawkeyes going black lid, white jersey. But more importantly, Ashton Kutcher is going to be back in his home state as well. College game day gets started at 8 a.m. from Ames. Ashton will join them toward the end. Then you can join us here on Local 5 at 11 a.m. for Cy-Hawk game day. Everything Cyclones and Hawkeyes to get you ready for kickoff. Again, that kickoff at 3:30 here on Local 5.